Jupiter in Cancer doesn't arrive like fireworks. It arrives like a warm light turning on in a room you forgot could feel safe. It's subtle at first, an inner softening, a quiet return to what's real. And then, one day, you realize your standards have changed, your appetite has changed. The way you measure love, money, and meaning starts shifting from how much can I get to how deeply can I trust what I'm building. Because Cancer is the sign of the home, not just the house with walls, but the inner place where you come back to yourself. And Jupiter is the great expander, the planet that makes whatever it touches grow. Your opportunities, your confidence, your appetite for more life. When Jupiter moves through Cancer in 2025-2026, the universe isn't just offering you luck, it's offering you nourishment, the kind that lasts. And if you've been living on emotional leftovers, giving too much, settling too often, calling survival love, calling anxiety chemistry, this transit has a way of revealing what your heart has been trying not to admit, not to punish you, to upgrade you. So let this be your invitation to stop bargaining with the parts of your life that keep asking for more honesty. If you want more messages like this, deep, clear, and timed with what the sky is actually doing, subscribe to Signs and Secrets. Stay close. You're not meant to navigate these shifts alone. Jupiter in Cancer brings 5 upgrades to your love and your money. Not surface level, good vibes. Real upgrades. The kind that rearrange your choices. The kind that change what you tolerate. The kind that turn someday into a decision. The first upgrade is the return of emotional wealth. For a long time, you may have tried to be strong by staying detached, by acting like you didn't care, by telling yourself that wanting tenderness made you weak. But Jupiter in Cancer teaches a different kind of power, the kind that grows when you stop starving your own heart. In love, this looks like choosing partners who feel like peace, not like a puzzle. It's the moment you realize that inconsistency is not romance. It's not mystery. It's not fate. It's a nervous system on alert. And you are allowed to want safety. You are allowed to want someone who follows through, someone who doesn't make you guess. In money, this upgrade is even more profound than it sounds. Because emotional wealth changes how you earn, how you spend, how you save. When you stop trying to prove you're worthy, you stop buying your worth. You stop chasing shiny things that distract you from emptiness. You start building a life that actually holds you, and that's when abundance becomes less about a sudden win and more about a steady rise, quietly, faithfully, like a tide that keeps coming back. The second upgrade is sacred boundaries, the kind that attract better love and better income. Cancer is often described as gentle, but real Cancer energy is not weak. It's protective, it's discerning. It has claws for a reason. And Jupiter here doesn't just expand softness, it expands self-respect. In love, boundaries are your new love language. You may find yourself saying no faster, leaving sooner, not because you're cold, but because you're clear. You'll feel less willing to over-explain your needs to someone committed to misunderstanding you. And if that sounds intense, it's because it is. Your spirit is finally refusing to shrink to fit what can't hold you. This is the season where you stop confusing access with intimacy. Someone having your time doesn't mean they deserve your heart. Someone knowing your body doesn't mean they understand your soul. Jupiter in Cancer raises the bar, not in a demanding way, but in a healing way. It's the difference between please pick me and I choose what chooses me back. And in money, boundaries look like better pricing, better contracts, better time management, better decisions. It looks like knowing what your energy is worth. It looks like not saying yes to work that drains you just because you're scared there won't be another offer. The moment you stop leaking your life force, you start seeing it. Prosperity was never only about effort. It was about containment, about keeping what you earn, about honoring your own limits so you don't burn out before you bloom. The third upgrade is the homecoming of love, both romantic love and the love you carry in your lineage. Jupiter in Cancer tends to expand themes of family, roots, home, and belonging. And not everyone has an easy relationship with those words. For some people, home is a longing. For others, it's grief. For others, It's a place they survived, not a place they were held. So this upgrade doesn't always feel sweet at first. Sometimes Jupiter expands what needs to be healed before it can be enjoyed. Old memories can rise, old patterns can surface. You may realize how much you've been repeating the emotional climate you grew up in, either by chasing what feels familiar or by running from anything that looks like closeness. But here's the miracle. Jupiter in Cancer doesn't just expose the wound. It offers you a new template. In love, you may attract relationships that feel surprisingly normal, not boring, stable, consistent, safe. You may discover that the person you've been waiting for isn't a lightning bolt, they're a steady flame. And at first, your nervous system might not even recognize it as desire, because you've been trained to equate intensity with love. This is the season where you learn that peace can be passionate, that devotion can be exciting, that being chosen clearly is the most intoxicating feeling in the world. In money, home becomes a theme too, sometimes literally. Real estate, moving, renovating, creating a workspace, investing in what makes your daily life better. It can also mean building financial security in a way that supports the people you love, not from obligation, from overflow. The more you heal your relationship with belonging, the more you stop making financial choices from panic. And panic is expensive. Healing is profitable. Somewhere around the middle of this Jupiter in Cancer journey, many people feel a strange turning point. The hunger to build something that lasts. Not something that impresses strangers, something that feeds your future. And if you're feeling that right now, pause for a second and honor it. That urge is not random. It's your soul getting practical. Also, if this is resonating, take a moment to like the video. It helps this message reach the people who are quietly needing it, the ones who don't know how to ask for guidance but feel it when it finds them. The fourth upgrade is intuitive prosperity, money that comes through alignment, not exhaustion. Jupiter in Cancer is often described as exalted, meaning Jupiter tends to operate strongly here, with a more protective, supportive quality. But the real gift isn't that you suddenly get handed everything. The gift is that you become someone who can receive. You start to trust your timing. You start to recognize the difference between an opportunity that expands you and a distraction that drains you. Your intuition gets louder, not as anxiety, not as overthinking, but as a calm, steady knowing. In love, this looks like you sensing the truth early. You notice patterns faster. You believe what you notice. You stop talking yourself out of your own perception just because you want something to work, and that's a major upgrade because one of the most painful things you can do to yourself is stay in a relationship you already feel yourself outgrowing just because you're attached to the version of the story that hasn't happened yet. In money, intuitive prosperity can show up through nurturing skills, caregiving, coaching, teaching, food, wellness, real estate, hospitality, creative work that feels emotionally meaningful. Cancer energy is deeply connected to what nourishes people. And when Jupiter expands this, you may find that your most profitable path is also your most human one. This isn't about doing what you love in a naive way. It's about recognizing that your sensitivity is not a weakness. It's a market advantage when you learn how to channel it. The right clients feel safe with you. The right opportunities respect you. The right money supports your life instead of consuming it. Join as a member to support the channel and unlock exclusive content. And while we're here, tell me something personal in the comments. Share your date of birth and your zodiac sign. Not just the sign everyone knows. Tell me what you are and when you arrived here. There's something powerful about naming yourself out loud in a space like this, especially during a transit that's asking you to come home to who you really are. The fifth upgrade is a new relationship with devotion, where love and money both become stable, not stressful. Cancer teaches devotion, but not the kind that abandons you. Jupiter in Cancer helps you understand that devotion without boundaries is self-erasure, that loyalty without discernment is a slow emotional debt, that giving without receiving is not generosity. It's a wound trying to earn love. So the upgrade here is balance. In love, you may find yourself drawn to partners who are emotionally available, consistent, and grounded. Or if you're already in a relationship, this can be a season where the relationship matures, where you talk about the real stuff, shared goals, finances, home, family, healing, you stop pretending the cracks aren't there, and you stop fearing that honesty will ruin everything. Because the right love doesn't collapse under truth. The wrong love does. In money, this upgrade shows up as sustainability. You start making financial decisions that your future self will thank you for. You might simplify. You might budget. You might invest. You might finally stop overspending to soothe stress. You might stop undercharging because you feel guilty for wanting more. And here's the deeper truth. Jupiter in Cancer doesn't just want you rich. It wants you resourced. Resourced enough to rest. Resourced enough to choose love without fear. Resourced enough to walk away from what drains you. Resourced enough to build a home inside yourself that no one can take. This transit is a year-long lesson in emotional security. What it really is, what it isn't, and what it costs when you keep chasing it in places that can't provide it. And yes, there may be a period in this cycle, especially across late 2025 into early 2026, when things feel slower, more reflective, like the universe is asking you to review what you've learned before you move forward again. That's not a punishment, that's integration, because sometimes expansion requires a pause, not because you're stuck, but because you're upgrading the foundation. So if you're in a waiting season, don't panic. If you're in a healing season, don't rush it. If you're in a rebuilding season, don't romanticize the old version of your life. Jupiter in Cancer is not here to make you louder. It's here to make you safer, inside yourself. And from that safety, everything changes. Love changes because you stop begging. Money changes because you stop leaking. Your life changes because you stop treating survival as your personality. You were never meant to live like you're always about to lose something. You were meant to live like you belong here. So take the upgrades one by one. Choose emotional wealth. Set sacred boundaries. Rewrite the meaning of home. Trust your intuition with love and money. Build devotion that doesn't cost you yourself. And if you can, let this be your new prayer, not for more, but for truer. Let what's meant for me feel like peace when it arrives. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to Signs and Secrets so you don't miss what's coming next. And like the video, because every like is a small signal to the algorithm that this kind of healing guidance matters, and it helps the right people find it at the right time. If you want to hear everything the universe has to say to you, watch these other videos on our channel.